The Converted Munitions Factory is a public workshop in the Savage Divide region located east of the Palace of the Winding Path. But why is this location called Converted Munitions Factory? To find out, we need to explore the lore behind this location. In the real world, the closest place that matches this location is also a factory. The Homer Laughlin China Company is a fine dinnerware production facility. It makes a variety of China dinnerware. Other than that, there seems to be no correlation to the factory in Fallout 76. In the Fallout universe, the factory was originally a small Radiation King assembly plant. Radiation King is a brand of television set that is the most prominent television in the entire franchise. Radiation King televisions are found in every Fallout game since Fallout 1. The Radiation King company produced 3 types of television sets: ham radios, regular radios, and even jukeboxes. Fun fact, the name Radiation King actually refers to a line of early color televisions produced by General Electric that were found to be poorly shielded and emitted levels of X-ray radiation that far exceeded modern safety standards. Heading inside the plant, we find a terminal inside the plant manager's office where we get a large amount of pre-war lore. First, we find out that this plant was Radiation King Assembly Plant 12. The second thing we notice is that the terminal entries are labeled as U.S. government property. Supervisor's Notes, February 12, 2076. I'm pleased to report that we've reached a 98% peak efficiency rating this month, with almost 150 televisions built, packed, and shipped. I think this is the first time in almost 2 years we haven't had any machines offline, employee shop accidents, or the typical radiation burn treatments. Well, we had a single chemical spill, but it was in the break room, so I wouldn't classify it as a shop accident. Supervisor's Notes, May 20th, 2076. The Home Office said that some military folks were coming in today to inspect the facility, so we had the employees spit clean the shop. The officers showed up at exactly the time they said they would, literally to the minute, and walked around taking measurements. One fella kept jotting notes on a clipboard, and the other asked about 1,000,000 questions about our operation. After they were done, they left without saying a word. I'm not sure what this is all about, but I'm guessing we're about to enter the war effort. Supervisor's Notes, July 5th, 2076. The Army Corps of Engineers is coming in this month to convert our factory to a munitions plant. Apparently, we have the correct machinery and infrastructure to make a rapid transition. I was introduced to Colonel Marion Pollard, the man in charge of the operation. He wasted no time at all getting started. He conscripted the staff, made me employee liaison, and started demolition on some parts of the factory. I have a feeling we won't be making televisions for a long time. Supervisor's Notes, November 5th, 2076. It's been several months now, and the factory has been churning out ammunition as ordered. At first, I was skeptical that my staff would be able to handle the work, but I was pleasantly surprised when Colonel Pollard congratulated us on our contribution to the war effort. Ever since Pollard took over my office, I've been placed on the line with the rest of the employees. It's actually not so bad getting my hands dirty again. I only wish I was building television sets and not bullets. Supervisor's Notes, January 20th, 2077. After spending a few months on the line, I've noticed that most of the ammunition crates we were filling are just sitting in the storage area. When I asked Colonel Pollard about it, he simply brushed it off and said we were stockpiling. This is beginning to feel like a pointless exercise. If this ammunition is so important, why isn't it going to Alaska? Then it hit me. This war effort wasn't simply for the soldiers, it's for all of us. For our morale, and to keep the economy strong. After all, what good are a bunch of bullets going to do when everyone launches their nukes? The plant manager was on the right track in his thought process, but he didn't have the proper context for what was going on. The reason to stockpile ammunition stems from the fear of invasion. The Chinese military had already proven they could invade U.S. soil before when they invaded Alaska and managed to secure it for some time before finally being pushed out. I believe this was being done all over the U.S., and this is very likely the reason there's so much ammunition found throughout the wasteland. It also explains much of what we find in many of the other Fallout games. We find stockpiles of a variety of items throughout the wasteland. This would have been done not only for defense, but to aid the economy. To quote the Ferengi from Star Trek, the 34th rule of acquisition is,
"War is good for business."
War is good for business indeed. Moving into a floating pod above the production floor, we find a note, labeled Horace's Note. It says, Floyd, check out the old Radiation King factory and see what they have inside. I read somewhere that they turned it into a munitions factory, and we sure could use more bullets for our Free State's armory. Be careful. I'm betting you aren't the only one looking to score ammunition. Horace. There's a second note in a locked office labeled Floyd's Note. Reading this note, it says, Horace, this munitions factory is a dang gold mine. We've offloaded a bunch of ammunition crates and we're sending them back to the farm in Harper's Ferry. Might want to send a few more hands to help keep this building secure. Floyd. So, as we can see, even the Free States were interested in this place. The Free States, however, did not come to this factory until after the Great War. It is unclear as to exactly when Horace came to the factory, though. Both Horace and Floyd are only mentioned in these notes, and we do not know their ultimate fate. Once you have claimed the workshop, you can power up the ammunition factory resource collector. You have several choices, which include 10mm, 308, 38, 44, 45, 50, 5.56, 5mm, fusion cell, gammon round, plasma cartridge, and shotgun shells. Once powered, it will produce about 83 rounds per hour. There are several other resources here as well, which include 1 aluminum, 1 junk, 1 lead, 1 oil, and 1 silver. The sheer amount of valuable resources here makes this one of the most sought-after workshops. You will want to take care at this workshop on public servers since PvP rules do apply. On public servers, you will find yourself in many firefights. There is a power box here, and it will provide power if the Powering Up Managa quest has been completed. There are also several workbenches scattered around the factory. You will also find various loot here, and only 2 items of note that have a chance to spawn. First, there is a chance that a power armor frame will spawn on the 3rd floor. Second, there is a chance that a fusion core will spawn in the generator room. This workshop has a decent-sized build area, and with all the military vehicles around the area, this workshop could have some interesting builds. With that said, we have finally cleared up the mystery of the location's name. Is this a workshop you take in your game sessions? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more Fallout 76 content like this. As always, I'm just glad you stopped by, and I'll see you in the next one.